let's see the physical diagram of the switch and then interfacing diagram of switch to Arduino microcontroller. Then we will move forward to the Arduino programming. So here, let's see, this is your Arduino microcontroller, and this is called LED, and this is your input device. Let's say Arduino, and this is switch, and this is LED. Now my requirement is I need to turn on the LED. Okay, so based on the input response received from the switch, whenever we'll press the push button or a switch, so then LED should be turned on. So if it is not pressed, so then this should be in the off state. So that is my requirement. So this is the block diagram. Okay, so this is the block representation of the switch and the LED interfacing. Okay, so then let's see the switch configuration. So then we'll know the easy interfacing with your Arduino microcontroller. Okay, let me open FreeZine. Okay, here. So the push button will be look like this. Okay, it has two terminal. Okay, so these two terminal internally short circuited, so these two are same, so you can use this part or this part. Okay, no problem. So these two are only one terminal and another one right terminal. So totally we have the two terminal on push button. Okay, so now I will use Arduino board. Okay. So this is your Arduino Uno board. So then I will take one LED. Okay, so first of all I will connect one of the switch pin to the VCC. So VCC is nothing but 5 volt. Okay, so and another pin to the control pin on the Arduino board. So you can choose analog pins or digital pins, no problem. Okay, so I will choose here second pin. Okay, so then we must use a resistor here. So that should be coupled with your control pin. Okay, because these two are similar, and make it as an ground. So this pin should be connected with ground. And now you already know the LED connection. Okay, so just connect negative to the ground and positive terminal to the any one of the control pin. So let's take 13. Okay, so this is the circuit diagram for controlling LED using your push button or input device switch. Okay, here in the block diagram representation, so one, it has two terminal. Okay, so one should be connected to the control pin, so that is second pin on Arduino, and another pin should be connected to the VCC, that is 5 volt on Arduino board. Along with that, so we have to couple resistor with the ground. So this is the physical circuit diagram. So I will tell you why we required a resistor. Okay, and we already know the LED connection. So negative terminal should be connected to the ground and positive terminal connected to the one of the control pin. So this is also similar on your kit. So we have the we'll provide with the breadboard and all these things. Okay, so just connect like this. So and we'll move forward to the programming part. So how you are going to read the information from the switch, and how you are going to control this LED using information received from this switch. Okay, so now we already know the code structure of the Arduino programming, and we already know the some digital function IO register, so which is very useful for controlling the devices, right? So we already used in the previous programming, we already used two function registers, so called pin mode and the digital drive. So now, so in the procedure part, I have written three main points, right? So first one is we have to make the particular pin as an input or output, that is the pin status. And then second point is if the pin is made an input, so then what you need to do? So we need to read the information from that particular pin, okay? Which pin we have make it as an input, right? So then we have to read the information. So after that, if the connected device is output, so then we have to transfer the information. Here we have the both condition here, okay? We have the output device and the input device. So now my requirement is what is the main operation here it is. So we have to turn on the LED, so based on the switch response, right? If switch is pressed, so then turn on the LED. If the switch is released or not pressed, so then turn off the LED. So for that purpose, so we need to know which information your Arduino will receive. So based on that information, so we can write the code. Okay, so you can see here the one pin of the switch is connected to the VCC, right? Here the one pin is connected to the VCC, and another pin is connected to the second pin on Arduino board. So what it will means, so when you are not pressed, so what will happen, there is a open contact here, okay? There is no connection between so this pin and your VCC pin. So then it will provide so which information, because of you are grounded with the so you are grounded this pin with the ground, so that purpose will get a 0 on this second pin, right? So when it is not pressed, so we'll get 0 value on your second pin. So when this switch is pressed, so which kind of information will get on the second pin? So when you are pressed means, so it is short circuited, okay? So these two terminals are short circuited, means the circuit flow will be like this, okay? So your 5 voltage supply will pass through this switch and it will go for second pin. So then that is nothing but we'll get a high level signal. If switch is pressed, so we'll get a high level signal. If the switch is not pressed, so then you will get a low level signal, okay? So based on these two information, so we can write the code. So if it is high, so then turn on the LED. If it is low, so then turn off the LED. So that is the main operation we have to carry in your programming, okay? So is that clear? No guys, is that clear, the circuit operation? So okay, fine. So here 1 minute, I will explain here. And the switch is nothing but, so that is the open and close contact circuit, okay? So your switch will be look like this, your push button, okay? So just assume that. Okay, this is push button, okay? Two terminal, so we have one terminal and the second terminal, okay? So now you are connected with the Arduino microcontroller. right? This is your Arduino. So what will happen? So we are connected the first pin on the switch to the VCC. Okay, just take this is an VCC. So we are connected this pin to VCC. Okay, that is nothing but 5 volt, and the second terminal to the any one pin of the port pin of the Arduino board. So now let's take this as an second pin on Arduino. So that is digital pin, right? So now, so just we are connected with the ground through resistor. So this is R. So this is our connection actually. Okay, and we have on the right side we have the LED. So this is the LED. So this is the positive terminal and this is negative terminal. Positive terminal is hooked up with the 13 pin and negative terminal is connected with the ground. Okay, so what will happen here? If switch is not pressed, okay, so this is not pressed is nothing but there is a close contact between this terminal and the let's say this. So this is the first terminal and this is the second terminal of the switch, right? So if the switch is not pressed, so then there is a open contact between terminal 1 and terminal 2. So we'll get which information? So we'll get ground information. So that is nothing but we'll get a 0 information. By default it will use the 0 value. So because of you are grounded with the second terminal, right? So when the switch is pressed, so that is nothing but so like this. So this is close contact. When you are pressed, so this will be the closed contact format. So then your circuit flow will be like this. So this 5 voltage will be supplied to the terminal 1 and it will go from this path because it is in the closed contact. So then so it will pass to the terminal 2 to your Arduino pin number 2. So then we'll get which information? We'll get a high level information on the pin number 2. Okay, when switch is pressed, so then this 5 voltage will supply to the second pin, or you can connect any one pin right here. Okay, so if it is switch is not pressed, there is an open contact here, so then we'll get a 0 voltage or 0 level logic. So we have only 2 values. So based on these 2 values, so we can control the operation, whether we can know the whether switch is pressed or not pressed. So based on this information. So you are reading basically in the programming, you are reading the information from this pin. So if this pin has a 0 value, so then the switch is not pressed. So when this pin will give the high level value, so that is called 1, so then we may assume that the switch is pressed. So this is the operation. So now you get an clarity about this.
Yes, sir.
So now we know the circuit operation clearly. Okay, so now we'll move forward to the programming part. So now anybody can able to tell me the programming part? So ಯಾರಾದರೂ explain ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? So here, okay, I will open the Arduino IDE. Okay, so based on this information you can write the programming easily. Okay, so just assume that what is the good quality of programmer is the first step is we need to know the user requirement. Okay, so after that we need to solve that through the programming by providing the product or something application. Okay, so we have the requirements here. So what is my requirement? So based on the input, so that is nothing but when switch is pressed, so I need to turn on the LED. When switch is not pressed, I need to turn off the LED. So this is my requirement, and we already know the working of this switch and LED already, right? So we already worked on the LED. So now we have to work on the input devices. So here what we'll get 2 types of information. So when you how you are going to get to know so whether switch is pressed or not. So based on this operation, so when the pin will provide 0 value, so then the switch is not pressed. So when this pin will give high level value, so then switch is pressed. Only two conditions. So based on this requirement, you have to write the code here. Okay. So ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? So this is previous code. I will remove all this code. Okay. What is the first step? Oh, sorry. The first question is how many devices we are going to interface here? ಎಷ್ಟು ಡಿವೈಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿ?
Two devices.
So two devices. One is LED and one is switch. Which one is input device?
Switch is an input device.
Switch is input device and LED is output device.
Output device.
So we already know the switch is input and LED is output. So then how you are going to tell your Arduino microcontroller? So this is the switch and this is the LED. Here, what is the first step? We need to do the pin initialization, right? Here we already know that so the second pin is the input device and 13 pin is the output device. So how your microcontroller will know the connected device on the pin is input device and connected device 13 is the output device? Through what?
Pin mode.
So pin mode. The first step, so we need to declare the particular pin as an input or output. So just do that. So I will use pin mode. Now tell me. So ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? We have the only two devices, 2 and the 13, right?
Two input.
So 2 must be an input device. So that's why I will make it as an input. So then second one. So this
Pin
is
mode
previously
13
used.
Pin mode 13 output.
13 output. Okay, fine. So this is the first step. Then the main operation. Come to the main operation. So I will write the code in while loop section. Okay. Now tell me, what is the first step I need to do here? ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? First of all, we need to read the pin information or status of the second pin. So how we are going to read the status of the particular pin?
Digital write.
Digital write. Are you sure? Don't confuse with the digital write and the digital read. So LED ಗೆ ನೀವು ಏನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರಿ? ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ರೈಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
Yes sir.
ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಮರಿಬೇಡಿ. ಓಕೆ ಫೈನ್. ಇವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸೊ ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ನ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ಪಿನ್ ಮೋಡ್ and digital write and digital read. So this is always used to set particular pin as an input or output. Okay, input or output, and this is always used to provide high level or low level logic, and this is always going to be used for reading the information or reading the status of pin. Okay, so then how you are going to use? So if pin is set as an output, pin as an output, so then we must use the digital write. Okay, so pin mode ಇಂದ ನೀವೇನಾದರೂ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಪಿನ್ ಆಗಿ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ then we have to use the digital write always. ಸೊ ಪಿನ್ ಏನಾದರೂ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನೀವು ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ದ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ರೀಡ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ದಿಸ್ 3 ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ನೌ ಟೆಲ್ ಮೀ, ಸೊ ನೌ ಐ ನೀಡ್ ಟು use the which function register? Yeah. The first requirement is what? I need to read the pin status of the switch. So based on that value, I will going to provide a high level signal or low level signal to the connected device, that is called LED, right? So now the first step is I need to read the pin status of the pin number 2. Heng martira? Using digital read or digital write? How you are going to read the status of the particular
Digital
pin?
read, sir.
So digital or read. So which pin? 13 or 2?
2, sir.
So
2, sir.
don't confuse with the 13 and 2. So 13 is the output device. So this is only responsible for the digital write. So we must use the second pin. Okay, now we will get the status of the particular pin. So now I will store this information into the variable. So like I will use int. Okay, int is the data type. So I will take a value called value. Okay, I will take just state. Is that clear? So just I am reading the status of the particular pin number 2 and I will store that value into the variable called state. Okay. So now what is the next step? So if it is high, I need to turn on the LED. If it is low, then I need to turn off the LED. So that is only two operation I need to write here. So ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಏನು ಬರೀತೀರಾ? ಹೈ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ LED ನ ಟರ್ನ್ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಲೋ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ LED ನ ಟರ್ನ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಓನ್ಲಿ ಟೂ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್. ಓಕೆ ಹರ್ಷ, ಏನಾದರೂ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ?
ಇಫ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 1,
if state
is equal to 1,
okay, fine. Then
digital write 13 comma high.
So instead of I will take 1. Okay, fine. Then
else digital write 13 comma 0.
Okay, fine. Thank you, Varsha. So this is the only code. So here we will use the C programming points. Okay, so you can see here in the previous programming, so we don't use any C programming concepts, right? So here we'll use the C programming concept called if-else statement. So that's the name, it is called as an embedded C programming. So in now onwards, so we'll use the some of the C programming concept into the your Arduino programming. So that will be the combination of your hardware related instruction and the C programming related instruction. So that's why its name is called as an embedded C programming. So because this pin mode, digital write and digital read instruction, that should be related to the hardware controlling operation, right? So that's why, so these are the embedded related instruction, and this now we will use C concept like if or for loop or while loop. So these are called as an C program concept. So that's the name is called embedded C programming. Okay. So what will happen here? So just you are reading the information from the digital pin 2. So here, okay. Okay. So just we are reading the continuously reading the information or pin status of the switch. Okay. So and if it is pressed, so then it will provide a high signal. That high signal will be stored in the state variable. Okay. So if it is high, so I will turn on the LED. Otherwise, if it is low, so then I will turn off the LED. So only two operation I need to do here. Okay. So So let's see whether it will use the correct result or not. Okay, so let me open Tinkercad. Okay, so now here I will take a new circuit design again. Search for the breadboard. And we'll require an Arduino microcontroller. So then what else we need? So we need a push button. Okay, so I'll use push button here, and then one resistor, and then LED. Okay, so directly connected to the 13 pin. Okay, so now the first one pin should be connected to the VCC. Okay, and second pin is connected with the ground. So this is so this line should be connected with the ground. Okay, and second pin on your push button should be connected to the control pin. So just I'll take here, so this pin, so this pin should be connected with the control pin on Arduino, so that is digital pin number 2. Okay, so this is the switch connection. So and I will take LED connection now. The first one is ground. Okay, so I'll connect this to ground. So and positive pin of the your LED to control pin on Arduino board. Okay, that is 30. Okay, you can see so this is the same connection what I did here. Okay, so VCC and control pin, so on that pin we are connected resistor to ground. So this is switch connection, and LED will have the only two terminal, negative and the positive. So I have did the same connection here. Okay, right, so you have already done the code. Okay, no, sorry. So here pin mode, second comma input, and then first of all I need to read the information from the particular pin, so we are going to read that. So using digital read int, so status or state, okay, or push button, you can take any name. So this name is user defined name. So when you know the basics of the C programming, we'll get to know. So how we are going to create a variable. Okay, so there is a rule, so we have to follow the rule for creating the variable name. Okay, so then here I will use the digital read. So which pin? Second pin. Okay, so then go for the condition if state is equal to high or 1, no problem. So then make LED glow. Okay, so else part, make LED low. Okay, here I don't want any delay. Okay, so I will tell you why we don't use delay here. Okay, so this is the code and this is the circuit diode connection. So then let's see it will give the correct result or not. So it will start simulating. So now I will press the push button. So you can see, so as long as I pressed this push button, so already in the position of turn on. Okay, it is in the turn on state, right? So you can see here I pressed the push button. So now I will release the push button. So you can see here, so it is turned off. So as long as it is pressed, so then it will turn on the LED. If it is not pressed, so then it will turn off the LED. Okay, now again I will press the push button now. So it is turned on. So like that we can see. Okay. So as long as it is, it has the quick response now, right? So now I am pressing, so it is turned on, and when I am released this push button, it is automatically turned off. Okay. So this is the quick response we are getting. Okay. Now it is turned on completely. When I press this push button, now I will release. So this is the input device interfacing, basically switch or push button interfacing. So you guys have any doubt about this interfacing or coding part? Now ask me the question. You guys have any doubts? If I missed this register, okay, so what will happen in internal? So we already know the circuit is open circuit, right, normally. So you can see here. So this is the condition. So if it is open circuited normally, so we assume that there is a no close contact between the terminal 1 and terminal 2. But in some cases what will happen, because of the you are connecting the plus 5 volt supply source, so it will continuously transmitting the information, right, up to the terminal end here. So what will happen here, there will be the magnetic flux line around this line, right? So that's why it will smallly transferring the leakage current to terminal 2. So then you are here will get the high level signal by default. So that purpose I will connect the register here. So this is the pull down network. So we'll have the two types of network, pull up network and the pull down network. So it is in the terms of pull down network. Okay, so we are making, so by default if there anything is there in this line, so that should be grounded here. Okay, so that purpose we'll use the, to avoid the leakage current, so we'll use the register. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ರೆಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ನೀವೇನೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸಪ್ಲೈ 5 ವೋಲ್ಟ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, so some of the leakage current will flow through the terminal 1 and terminal 2. ಅವಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, instead of 0, so we'll getting the some high level value. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ನೀವು ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಹೈ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಸೊ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಹೈ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ವಿಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ರೆಜಿಸ್ಟರ್. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ?
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಿಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ, ಅವಾಗ ನೀವು ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಈ ಥರ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿ. ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಎನಿ ಫಾಲ್ಸ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಮೂವ್ ದ ರೆಜಿಸ್ಟರ್. ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್, ಯುವರ್ LED ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಬೈ ಡಿಫಾಲ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಆನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್. ಆನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ಇಂಟೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫ್ಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಲೀಕೇಜ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಯಾವಾಗ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರೋ ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, LED ವಿಲ್ ಟರ್ನ್ ಆನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಟರ್ನ್ ಆನ್ ವಿತ್ ಫುಲ್ ಇಂಟೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ. ಸೊ ಆ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಕಿಟ್ ಬಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಸೊ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಓಕೆನಾ
ಸರ್? ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಗ್ರೌಂಡಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ವಿತೌಟ್ ರೆಜಿಸ್ಟರ್?
ಸೊ ವಿತೌಟ್ ರೆಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಇವಾಗ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಐ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಮೂವ್ ದ ರೆಜಿಸ್ಟರ್, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಪಿನ್ನ ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಗ್ರೌಂಡಿಗೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ಡ್, ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನನಗೆ, ಸಪ್ಲೈ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ಥರ ಹೋಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆ 0ನೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಫೈನ್. ಸೊ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಹೆಂಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳಿ, ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನಿಮಗೆ ಯಾವ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಹೈ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಬರುತ್ತಾ, ಲೋ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಬರುತ್ತಾ?
ಹೈ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಸರ್.
ಹೈ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಆಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಅಗ್ರಿ?
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಯಾವಾಗಿದ್ರೂ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸೊ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ನಿಮಗೆ IEEE ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗರೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಮತ್ತು ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಥ್ರೂ ದ ಮೀಡಿಯಮ್ ಟು ದ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ 5 ವೋಲ್ಟ್ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಓಕೆ ಈ ಥರ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೋ ಥ್ರೂ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪಿನ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್. ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್. ಸೊ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮದು ಈ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಥರ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಮದು. ಓಕೆ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ 5 ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್. ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅಗೇನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ವಿತ್ 0 ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೈ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಸೊ ರೆಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ನ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ರೆಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಸಮ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ನ ಲಿಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅದನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಫ್ಲೋ ಥ್ರೂ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪಿನ್. ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಎನ್ ಹೈ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿ, ಕಿಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂದರೆ 3 ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಪ್ರೇಷನ್ನ ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಮೂವ್ ದ ರೆಜಿಸ್ಟರ್, ಅವಾಗ ಏನು ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ಈ ರೆಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ನ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಅವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಈ ಥರ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಈ ಥರ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತಲ್ವ, ಈ ಥರ ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇದೇ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪಿನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಲೋ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ಲೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮಿಂದ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ರೆಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಓಕೆನಾ? ಓಕೆ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ ದೆನ್ ಮನು, ನಿಮ್ಗೇನಾದರೂ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆನಾ? ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟ್ರೈಡ್ ಔಟ್ one simple switch and one LED. So now we can control the multiple LED also. So right, so now I will control 2 LEDs using single switch. So just I will take another LED. So some of the operation will very important in your project. So ee taರದ application ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಎದಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ, so when you are doing the mini project or your main project, or you are entering into the real time operation or product, so then this kind of logic will be the very important. Okay, so that's why I will do the multiple examples on the basic components. Okay, so ಈ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಮತ್ತು ನಿಮಗೆ LED and buzzer, ಸೊ ಈ ಮೂರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ನ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಲಾಜಿಕ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಲಾಜಿಕ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಟು ದ ಹೈಯರ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸಿಟಿ ಕಾಂಪೊನೆಂಟ್ಸ್. These are the small complex components and higher complex components ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ಇಂಟರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ ಥ್ರೂಔಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಈಸಿ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾನಿಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ನ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನಾವು I will connect same. So here I will connect negative to the ground pin, okay, and positive to the another control pin. Well, so now my requirement is I need to turn on the, this is LED 1, okay, so this is LED 1 and this is LED 2. So I will turn on the LED 1 whenever the push button is pressed. So I will turn on the LED 2 whenever the push is not pressed. So like flash type LED. So how we are going to do the flash type LED? So first I will show you the flash type LED. So then we'll get to know the idea about the multiple LED controlling. Okay, so just I will connect another one LED. Okay, here we have the 2 LED here. So I will take orange. Okay, so I will connect this to ground and another pin to the control pin on 12 pin. Okay, so now just I will write the code. Just I will comment. So we are going to do we are going to comment the particular statement using forward double slash. Okay, either we can see here Either you can go for the slash star and the star slash. So this is the multiple line comment and this is the single line comment. Okay, I will make this whole thing comment. Okay, so now just I will take another pin mode for 13. So LED inbuilt is nothing but built-in is nothing but that is the 13 pin. Okay, so now 12 is an output. So then I'll copy this code. Okay, first I will need to turn on the LED first. Okay, and after that I will turn off the LED second. Okay, so low and 13, oh, sorry 12, and just I will use the delay here. 1 second, and just copy this code again and make it as an low and make it as an high, and do the simulation. So you can see, so this is the flash stuff of LED. Okay, so I want to do like this. When the switch is pressed, I will turn on the first LED. When switch is not pressed, so then I will turn off the second, turn on the second LED. So that is my requirement. Okay, so ಈ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ LED ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆದರೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ LED ಆನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಕೋಡ್ ಹೇಳಿ, ಯಾವ ಥರ ಬರೀತೀರಾ ಕೋಡ್ನ? So we already know the switch programming, right? So this is switch programming. Okay, so another point I have missed here, stop simulation, and here, so just I will comment this line. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಕೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಡಿಲೇನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಕ್ವಿಕ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಶೋ ಯು ಅಗೇನ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ಐ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ದ ಪುಷ್ ಬಟನ್, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಟರ್ನ್ ಆನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್. ಓಕೆ, so it is turned on and turned off. Okay, so if I used delay here, okay, so I'll use the delay after the LED turned on. Just I will use the delay around 1 second. So what will happen here? So when I use delay here, what will happen? ಏನಾದರೂ ಆಪರೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? So now I press the push button, it is turned on, then I will release it. So okay, you can see here, so it will take time to turn on. Okay, now I pressed, so now you can see the difference. So in the previous example we'll get a quick response, but here we'll get a so late response. Okay, around 1 second, because we are used the delay. Okay, so see here, now I will press the push button, so you can see it will turn on after 1 second. Okay, because of you are provided with the delay here. So now just take in 5 second. Okay, now just I will stop the simulation. 5 second and the 5 second. So then we'll observe, so it will respond with respect to the time. So now I will press the push button now, so it is turned on. Now I released the push button, you can see it is in the on state only. So because you are provided with the 5 second delay, so now I will press the push button again, so it will wait for again 5 second, because so you are provided with the delay. So now we can see, right? So when you are using the delay after the LED on and LED off, so then will be in the form of delay response. Okay, so or late response anta karibodu. Okay, So just here my point is, so we should know where to use delay and how to use the delay. Okay, so based on the operation or the requirement, so you can choose the delay. So delay will play the important role in the programming. Okay, so just I will remove the delay now. So now we can observe it will give the quick response. So now, so you can see, so it will give the quick response. So we can also control the multiple LED, right? So when I press this push button, I want to control these two LEDs. So how we are going to write the code? ಅದನ್ನೇಳಿ ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ಫ್ಲಾಶ್ ಆಫ್ LEDsನ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಸೊ ಯಾರು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? ಸೊ ನಾವು ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಕಾಲ್, ಸೊ ಮೇಘನಾ, ಸಾರಿ, ಓಕೆ, ಶಿಲ್ಪ. ಸೊ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಯಾವ ಥರ ನೀವು 2 LEDs ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಸಿಂಪಲ್. ಯಾವ ಥರ ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 2 LEDsನ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಪುಷ್ ಬಟನ್ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಆದರೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ 1 LED ಬದಲು ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂದರೆ 2 LEDs ಟರ್ನ್ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ 2 LEDsನ ಟರ್ನ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಕೋಡ್ ಏನೇನು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ?
ಸರ್ ಪಿನ್ ಮೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ತಗೊಂತೀನಿ.
ಸೊ ಪಿನ್ ಮೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಅನದರ್ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ತೊಗೊಂತೀರಾ. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಸೇ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ದಿಸ್ LED ಟು 12. ಓಕೆ, 12 output. Then
void loop ಕೆಳಗೆ
void loop ಅಲ್ಲಿ
ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ರೈಟ್.
ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀತೀರಾ? ಅಟ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕಾ?
ಸರ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ಗೆ
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀತೀರಾ?
ಎಲ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಫ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇಫ್ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ರೈಟ್
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀತೀರಾ?
ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ರೈಟ್ 13,1 ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್.
ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ರೈಟ್ 12,1. So that is, so this is also valid. Okay, I will show you the both the condition. Okay, high, and then
after else digital right 12,low.
12,low. Okay, fine, thank you, Silpa. So let's see whether it will work or not, working or not. Okay, so I will stop the simulation and just I will go for another LED. Okay, I already made the 12 pin as an output. So then so just I will copy and paste the line. Okay, just I will use 12, and here also 12. Okay, let's start the simulation. So now I will press the push button. So you can see the both LEDs are turned on. Now I will release. So both LEDs are turned off completely. Okay, so now so it will meet my requirement. Okay, so now so I want flash stuff of LED blinking. So that means, so when I press this push button, I will turn on the first LED. Let's say first LED is 13. Okay, and if it is not pressed, so then we need to turn on the second LED. Okay, so what is the code? We are going to write the code. Okay, anybody can tell me? Okay, here. So okay, fine, this is my code. Okay, so this is the flash type. Okay, switch press ಆದರೆ so 13 LED ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ನಾಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ಡ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಸೊ 12 ಎಲ್ ಇ ಡಿನ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೈ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ಯಾರು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ವಿದ್ಯಾ.
ಸರ್ ವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಲೂಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ
ಸೊ ವೈಡ್ ಲೂಪಲ್ಲಿ
ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ರೈಟ್ 13,1 ಕೆಳಗೆ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ರೈಟ್ 12,0 ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು.
ಸೊ 0 ದೆನ್
ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ರೈಟ್ 13,0 ಕೆಳಗೆ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ರೈಟ್ 12,1.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಆದ್ರೂ ಬರೀ ಹೈ ಆದ್ರೂ ಬರೀ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಕೋಡ್. ಓಕೆ ಫೈನ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವಿದ್ಯಾ. ಸೊ ನೌ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ರೈಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕೋಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ simulation part. Okay, so just I will remove this line. Okay, so I want to take another line here. So this is 12 comma low, and here 12 comma high. Just simulate the code. You can see the by default LED2 is turned on, right? So when switch is not pressed, so I need to turn on the second LED, so it is turned on now. So now I press the push button, so you can see the 13 LED is turned on now. So I will release, it will switch back to the second LED. Okay, so like that. So we can also do, so we can also control the multiple devices, not only a simple LED. So we can also write the code for when I pressed this push button, I will send the normal message to the let's say, so I will send 10 messages to the my number or my contact number. So when this push button is pressed, so like that. So we can write the code as you required. Okay, so this is just for example. I will take an LED. So in the upcoming classes I will use the complex component interfacing, and we will do the complex operation also. Okay, so for that purpose we required this kind of logics. ಸೊ ಯಾರಿಗಾದರೂ ಕೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಕೇಳಿ, ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ಅಪ್ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ಸಿಂದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಈ ವೀಕ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಫುಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ ತೊಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಲಾಜಿಕ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆದರೆ, ಸೊ ವೇರ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಪಿನ್ ಮೋಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ರೈಟ್, ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ರೀಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇದು ಗೊತ್ತಾದರೆ ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅಪ್ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಆಪ್ರೇಷನ್ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಕೂಡ ಅಥವಾ ಸೊ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನೇ ಬಂದರೂ ಕೂಡ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ಯು ನೋ ದ fully details about the working of the function register, the maybe pin mode or digital write or digital read, or we have to improve with the logic also. So logic is very important when you are entering into the programming or coding. Okay, so this is the logic. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರಿಗಾದರೂ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆನಾ? ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಯಾರಿಗಾದರೂ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಕೇಳಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಸ್ವಿಚ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ LEDs. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರಿಗಾದರೂ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆನಾ?